Bait. As Ains calmly proposed using one of his subordinates as bait, the Guardians merely nodded, with the attitude a proper minion should have. They were simply prioritizing the considerations of the master of the great underground tomb of Nazarick over the life of their colleague. I am not entirely willing to do this, but it cannot be helped. I do not know why Shaltir was targeted, but if the opposition is looking for a new victim, they might well decide on Sebas, who was traveling with her. This was why I did not call him back to receive a world-class item. Albedo, select a few clandestine operatives to keep an eye on Sebas and his surroundings. He might be bait, but I do not intend to allow Sebas to be so easily taken. Inform these observers that their mission also includes preventing the enemy from approaching Sebas. After issuing his orders, Ains narrowed his eyes. In other words, the flames in his eye sockets grew dim. Someday I shall meet the person who used a world-class item on Shaltir. When that day comes, I shall return the favor with interest. Understood. I will select the appropriate personnel as soon as possible. Please do. Thanks to Shaltir, we now know that NPCs can be resurrected, but I do not wish to kill any of the NPCs my friends created again. Moved by those words, the Guardians lowered their heads. They had probably sensed how much Ains valued them. However, since he had actually voiced those feelings, the effect on them had been that much greater. Shaltir seemed to have realized something had happened to her. A look of shock crossed her face, which soon turned into one of utmost regret. Ains gestured that she did not need to take it to heart. Just then, a voice came from the side. Ah, then, Ains-sama. What is it, Mare? Should I remove all traces of the battle? There's no need for that. Did you know? When one breaks a spell-sealing crystal, it releases powerful energy, enough to level the surroundings. Is that so? My apologies. It's a lie, of course. What is false is true and what is true is false. Magic sealing crystals seem to be rare items, so nobody should be able to test that. Albedo, put a few scratches on the item Nigan was using. Then, we'll need to have the blacksmith build some damaged armor, and put some scorch marks on it, so it looks like it went through an intense battle. Understood. In addition, perhaps I have been too careless so far, which allowed hidden enemies around Nazarick to harm us. Thus, I wish to initiate a program to strengthen Nazarick. Part of that is to use my skills to create an undead army. I think I've mentioned that before, HM? Did I only tell Albedo about that? Forget that. In any case, this will be my top priority. I would like to make some preparations to recover corpses from Irantal, which can be used to make an undead army. About that, Ains-sama. What's wrong, Albedo? If I am not wrong, when you use a human corpse as a medium for making undead, the undead thus created are quite weak, despite being mid-tier. Is that correct? Indeed. Is there a problem? The most powerful undead he could make with the corpses of the Sunlight Scripture were level 40. Beyond that, the undead would vanish with the passage of time, along with the corpses that served as their medium. In truth, after receiving that order, I had considered ways of obtaining fresh corpses. Perhaps you could consider using non-human corpses? I trust you do not intend to use the corpses of Nazarick's vassals? No, that is absolutely not my intention. I was thinking of using other demi-humans. Albedo smiled. It was a stunningly beautiful, and terribly cruel, smile. Or I discovered a lizard man village. What do you think of attacking and destroying them? Clone. New paste. Few persons can be made to believe that it is not quite an easy thing to invent a method of secret writing which shall baffle investigation. Yet it may be roundly asserted that human ingenuity cannot concoct a cipher which human ingenuity cannot resolve. Edgar Allan Poe. 183,896 pastes opened. Based on an original idea from sebsavage.net. Sam and Max.